Welcome to the campus of Everett Community College and the Walt Price Fitness and Sports Center. Scott Oshman, Justin Morrison, and Steve Willits. It's the Final Four, our first of two. The Big Bend Vikings, the number 1 seed out of the East, and the Spokane Sasquatch, the number 2 seed out of the East. And Justin, these two teams do know each other. They played twice this year. It did not end well for the Sasquatch, and that's kind of the biggest question and story is how is the Sasquatch going to figure out the running Vikes?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this game tonight, Scott, because you've got two teams that like to score the basketball. You got two teams that are very familiar with each other, playing in the same division, as you said, the 1 and the 2 seeds from the East. Big Bend has won the 2 contests between the two teams this year, but it's always tough in any sport, football, baseball, basketball, to beat a team 3 times. The team that wins 2 consecutive, they naturally will let up a little bit, feel like, you know what, we've taken care of business against this team a couple of times. This should be no different. Contrary, the team that's lost 2 times, they are hungry. They are hungry to get revenge, and in a setting like this where the winner goes to play for the NWAC championship, I think it's going to lead to a really good contest between these two teams.
And Big Bend head coach Mark Poth in his 29th year. He was in the championship game in 2002, lost it in Tacoma, but this time they are playing well. They're the number 1 team in the last poll. They beat Bellevue in the regional 84-76. Then they beat Highline 73-65 last night. Boy, in that one, Justin, they caused 23 turnovers by the Highline Thunderbirds.
Yeah, a team not really known for their defense, but they definitely played a strong defensive game, and they needed to because Highline's defense was very solid. They had a really frustrating zone that limited the Big Bend's outside shooting, which is what they like to do. It was a frustrating night for Riker Pierce, Big Bend's leading scorer. He was saddled with foul trouble throughout most of the game. He did inject some life into Big Bend in the start of the second half, but they lost him and had to play without him for the final 7 minutes of the game. So we'll see if Spokane can do something similar to that tonight.
And for the Spokane Sasquatch, their journey here, regional over South Puget Sound 90-74, and then last night Chemeketa took the loss. They beat them 90-74. And so here we come down to the 2016 Northwest Athletic Conference Championship Tournament on STSPN as they're going through the starting lineups. And in the dark jerseys for Spokane, you're going to have number 4, Jake Love. He's been unbelievable, the 6'3 sophomore out of West Valley High School. Number 15, Race Martin. He has been outstanding as well. The 6'5 sophomore from Pullman. And then number 32, Dalton Patchen, 6'8 sophomore out of Colton, Washington. Cage Sabota, the 6'2 sophomore from Clarkston. And rounding it out is A.J. Knutson for the Sasquatch, the 6'1 sophomore from Spokane. As you look now over in the bright green uniforms, and there he is. That's the big fella, number 5, Moga Lado, and he has been outstanding so far. The 6'7 sophomore out of Columbia High School in Nampa. And they're coming out. 0, it's going to be Keyshawn Liggins, 6'5 sophomore from Middleton, Idaho. Connor Meyerhofer, one of the Meyerhofer brothers who are going to move on here, 6'1 sophomore from Idaho Falls. Riker Pierce, we talked about him, and we'll talk about him way more, their leading scorer, 6'5 freshman from Rexburg, Idaho. And then J.J. Eli rounds it out from Nampa, Idaho, the 6'1 freshman. Glad you're with us. We'll see who will budge. Both teams, like he said, this is the number 1 scoring team in Spokane in the NWAC and the 2nd highest scoring team in the NWAC in Big Bend Vikings.
And Spokane likes to gun it from the outside, too. We talked about Big Bend liking to shoot from outside. Spokane's got 7 guys on their roster that attempted 90 or more three-pointers this season. So keep an eye on three-point shooting tonight.
These two teams, when they played, Big Bend beat them 96-87 and 91-77. The December 6th, the first episode of that, went into overtime. That was in Spokane. Ledoux down low. First three off for Mr. Pierce.
He didn't miss many open looks last night in their win over Highline, but got a clean look early in this game, just missed.
Here's Race Martin working on the low. Finds Patchen down. Up high. He thought about flushing it down, but they get on the board first.
Great interior pass from Race Martin. It's tough to do. Big men not known for their soft hands, but Martin showed some real good touch to feed it inside there to Patchen.
Pierce outside Liggins. Now we got Eli. Big offensive rebound. And that's Ledoux, and he gets it to fall. Moga Ledoux, he had 26 in their last meeting, February 26 against the Sasquatch. We're tied at 2, 18:44 left in this first half. Spokane now driving. Martin trying to use his big body. Gets it off to Love. Nice looking play by Jake Love.
Yeah, Jake Love, not a big man, but he showed some good low post moves there. Had a smaller man on the block, took advantage with that little baby hook underneath.
Love wasn't available in that first meeting against Big Ben in Spokane. Deep three, Liggins. Martin with a rebound. Here comes the Sasquatch, first three. Off the mark there, Knutson. And here comes Pierce. Ledoux driving baseline, tries to get it to Liggins. It's interrupted by the Sasquatch. Here comes Spokane. Knutson with it. Dalton Patchen swings it back over to Love. 14 left, 17 on the shot clock. Deep three. Eli in his grill though, tough shot. Liggins the other way. Ledoux matched on Patchen. Now they double. Ledoux splits the defenders and puts it in. He is a load, Justin.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that last night against Highline. Difficult man to contain inside. Stayed calm with the basketball, made a nice move in the interior.
A.J. Knutson with it on the outside. Gets it to Martin. Race Martin was a beast in the quarters last night. Martin off front rim. Here comes Connor Meyerhofer. Liggins. Pierce. Pierce cannot find the bucket.
Pierce has had two better looks than he had all night last night against Highline. He was really thwarted in that game against Highline. They paid so much attention to him, didn't let him get any clean looks. He's had two relatively good looks early on, unable to connect on either one.
16:52 left, all tied up at 4. J.J. Eli with it out front now. Gets it to Keyshawn Liggins, back out to Eli. Ledoux, he's done all the work for Big Ben. He does it again. I don't know how Spokane's going to stop Ledoux.
Yeah, that was a great jab step by Ledoux. Got to see some better defense from Martin. That's just way too easy.
Into Martin. They get some help. He cannot get the easy bunny right there. Here comes Big Ben with a 2-point lead. Eli off the fingertips of Ledoux. 16:14 left, and we'll get our first substitutions.
Now you compare that pass from Eli to the one he had earlier to set up Ledoux. The first one was soft, easy to handle pass. That one he fired right up high for Ledoux, went off his fingertips. You got to give your big man an opportunity to handle the basketball.
Now in is Garrett Hull, number 14 for Spokane, and with the ball is Levi Taylor, and he gets called. Go back to the Vikings.
Yeah, you check into the game, you're a little excited, you want to put a move on, show the other team what you got. Too excited.
Yeah, we'll talk about Levi Taylor. He had a good game, again, in the loss in February 27th against these guys. Now deep in the corner. Ledoux, now they're going to double him. All kinds of attention for the Defensive Player of the Year, and he gets a turnover. Nice job there by the Sasquatch.
Yeah, it's just not a great spot to have the basketball for a big man. You're asking him to pass through traffic or put it on the floor. Really not ideal, and right there forced a turnover.
15:36 left in this first half. Nice move there. Up and under, and that's Jacob DeVries. DeVries, a 6'1" sophomore, and there's another turnover.
Now Pierce is looking at the official maybe a little cross because he was going to save that thing from going out of bounds. It wasn't a great pass, but he got his hand on it, deflected it back into the court, but it went off the official and out of bounds.
Love working on the right side. Finding somebody. Gets it back to him. Now he's going to go for the three. That one's off. But the rebound! Oh, he can't get it.
Hey, thought
His
about
hole.
it. Thought about it too much.
Pierce. Right down the gullet.
Now see if that gets Riker Pierce injected with a little confidence after missing a couple shots from the outside. That one was easy, going right to the rim.
Big Bend up by 2, 14-46. Here is Taylor there for a second. Now they try and little too much there interior. Here comes Big Bend. The running Vikes. Eli thinks about it. Now he takes it. Big rebound there by Garrett Hull. Hull out to Taylor. Taylor took off at the elbow.
I was ready to question his decision making. Looked like he wanted to pass, got up in the air, and really only had one option to shoot, but when you put it in the bucket, all is forgiven.
And Ledo flushes it.
That's how you put it in the bucket too, right there.
8 points for Moga Ledo. 13:58 in this first half. Big Ben leading all the way. There's a long-range bomb for Hull, and Pierce comes down with the rebound.
Well, the outside shooting was something we said both teams would excel at. Early on, nobody's been able to put it in from deep.
Liggins tries, but it's right to the teammate Eli. Resets the clock. Here's Liggins. Drives, pops. Pierce. Big rebound by Liggins, but is taken away there by Martin.
Yeah, great hands by the big man. He lost positioning, but he didn't lose the fight for the ball.
So many weapons. Down low, Love amongst the trees. 6'3" Love.
Yeah, 4 points inside for him already in the key. Already our 5th tie of the game here, 7 minutes in.
Round the rim now, 15 on the shot clock. Liggins goes deep, gets double team. Lost it, here comes Taylor. Levi Taylor, he had 22 versus the February 27th. He averages 18.
Well, Big Ben we saw at times last night against Highline was, could fall asleep a little bit, had some lapses taking care of the basketball right there. A turnover led to an easy bucket.
Ledoux tries to hit a driving Eli. And that's our first time out at 12:23. Spokane takes the lead 12-10. It's EVCC trivia time. Why do 19,000 students choose Everett Community College every year? Well, at EVCC, faculty know your name and care about your future. So register now for spring classes at everettcc.edu. We'll be back with more of the NWAC Championships on STSPN.
You to play with heart.
Got it.
Pass the ball. Right here.
Back here, Scott Oshman, Justin Morrison, and Steve Willits, and we'll get to Steve here throughout the ball game. 12-10, 12-23. Justin, it's been kind of what we thought it'd be. They're both trying to strike from outside the arc, and some are going down and many aren't.
Yeah, in fact, for Big Bend, nothing's going in from the outside. They've had 7 3-point attempts so far, haven't been able to hit on any of them. However, they are 5 for 5 from all shots inside the arc.
And there's a turnaround. There was a call. They called him traveling before Riker took the shot. So it'll be Spokane ball.
That was an impressive left-hand move, but maybe it looked impressive because he got away with the steps.
Levi Taylor. Over now. DeVry. DeVry also in the leading scorers with 15. Taylor works on Ledoux. Gets deep. Gets his own rebound and puts it back in. Levi Taylor's ready to play tonight.
Yeah, he's a tough guard for sure. A tough guy to guard because he can do a lot of different things. He shoots the three, very athletic, and like a pogo stick, getting up and down underneath, getting his own rebound.
Here's a shot. A.J. Miles just in the ball game, takes a long range. It's no good. Down with the rebound is Sabota, newly in the ball game, another three-point specialist. Down low, Patchen, back out. Taylor feeling it.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Well called, Scott. He was feeling it. When you take your man to the hoop on the possession prior, it's natural there's going to be a little bit of sag off defensively so he doesn't get beat again. He took advantage of that and snapped that three in.
Riker cannot get the bounce, and it's hit off. I think that was hit off of Spokane, but they're saying no. Interesting.
Yeah, A.J. Miles put his hand in there, but clearly they got a little bit better look than we did and ruled that he was the one that knocked it out of bounds.
Just under 11 minutes to go in the first half. Spokane up by 7. Sabota drives, finds Patchen, little 5-footer. Here come the running Vikes. Eli deep down. Wyatt Johnson the ball game now. JJ. Riker, top of the key, gets it. And that's got to feel good for the leading scorer for Big Bend, Riker Pierce.
I was a little surprised to see his first couple shots from outside rattle out, but right there with nobody on him, there was no doubt that one was going in.
Deep, DeVry. Ledoux with the rebound. Big Bend trying to settle down now. 17-13 Spokane up, 10:03 left. Ledoux, what a move to the rack.
Just too easy, Scott. Too easy inside. He's got to, you've seen him turn it over a couple of times when he's tried to do a little too much, look to distribute the ball. He just needs to go right to the tin because Spokane's defense is really not there in the interior right now.
Taylor drives, stops, gets the roll. Nothing is in Levi Taylor's way tonight, already 11.
Tough finish in traffic. You got to have a lot of strength to do that. He does.
Down low, JJ, fade away. Scrap for the ball,
Great
now
hustle.
it's down.
Great hustle from both teams.
And they're gonna say it's Spokane ball, and we've got some substitution. Spokane, and there's a timeout. With 9:22 left, we will step away. You're watching the NWAC Championship on STSPN.
My counselor, she helped me plan out an entire educational plan, actually showed me more classes that I could take here at CBC to save me money instead of taking them at a larger university. Here with high school students too, so you're not only getting part of that high school experience, but you're going further and beyond that and getting a college experience, which is really cool and fun, and you're gonna expand your horizons.
Centralia College is your college for associate degrees, bachelor degrees, and job training. Apply now to get a jump on classes and financial aid. Application is easy and free. You belong at Centralia College. Visit www.centralia.edu for details. Back here with 9:17 left, Scott Oshman, Justin Morrison, Steve Willits. It's the Final Four. The first of two here on STSPN. Spokane in the dark jerseys. They go down low, and there's a call on Martin.
Oh, that's a miss. That's a problem there. That's a bad matchup for Eli trying to guard Martin. That's definite size disadvantage, height and weight-wise, and he tried to slip around, sneak around him to get the steal there, but got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
A.J. Knutson threw it in. Now that's Sabota. Taylor. And he draws the foul on Wyatt Johnson. So far, Justin, if you're just joining us, it's basically for Big Bend. It's been Ladeau versus Spokane's Taylor.
Yeah, in different ways. Both guys doing it differently. Ladeau inside, getting a lot of easy buckets right at the rim. I would say Levi has had to work a little bit harder for his buckets, but you see him knock down the first free throw there. He's done it in a variety of different ways, as I've said, and Big Bend has got their hands full. A man-to-man defense is primarily what they're running, but he looks like he's able to take anybody he wants off the dribble, and that's a big problem.
He hits both of those. The foul was called on Johnson, his first. Down Ladeau. They have not found an answer for him. Look at the moves, the footwork. This time good D by the Sasquatch. Here comes Sabota. Love, and they're going to call a push foul on Riker Pierce. And foul trouble is something that he knows a little bit about. He fouled out last night with 6:30 left.
Yeah, absolutely. And those are the kind of fouls where, I mean, if you've got 5 fouls to use, make them count. That one, 28 feet from the hoop, nobody really looking at the basket. That's a bad foul.
What a dish. What a feed down low, adding to Levi Taylor. He's on fuego.
Yeah, and really that's a great pass, like you said, but it's also bad defense.
Cutting, Johnson can't get there. Good idea. It's going to stay Big Bend ball.
Defensively, Scott, if you're going to front a guy like Levi Taylor, two things. You either need to have a guy with a little bit of size, right, to make the entry pass difficult. You also have to have pressure on the ball to make that pass a little difficult. But most importantly, you need somebody weak side to try and cut him off. In that instance, there was no ball pressure, easy entry pass, and no help.
Spokane coming down 23-15.
That's better, D.
Spokane has not this year been able to beat the Vikings, so maybe third time's a charm. We'll find out. Liggins out front for the Vikings. Keyshawn again averages under 15 a game. Had a decent tournament. Johnson finds Liggins. Now 7 on the shot clock. And there's the pick by Sabota. Finds Taylor, of course. Who else but Levi Taylor? And head coach for Big Bend, Mark Poth, he needs a timeout. And we will take one too. 7:32 left. Spokane 25, Big Bend 15. You're watching the 2016 NWAC Championship Tournament on STSPN.
You to play with her.
Got it.
Pass the ball.
Back here at Everett Community College, the campus here, the Walt Price Fitness Center. It's the Final Four. It's all down to this. Who's going to go to Championship Sunday? That game tomorrow night, 8 p.m. right here on STSPN. Big Bend, the #1 ranked team in the NWAC, #1 seed. Pierce, long range. He has been not feeling it from beyond the arc. The prolific scorer for Big Bend, having a tough one in the early going.
Well, and a big reason why Spokane's got a double-digit lead right now. Their best player, Levi Taylor, has 17 points already. Riker Pierce has been ice cold from the outside.
Love short with that 3-ball try. Back out front now is Wyatt Johnson. Or excuse me, that's Meyerhofer. Connor, that's Johnson. Spins, 14 on the shot clock. Playing a lot of outside, trying to get maybe Ledoux. There he's open. They find Meyerhofer. Extra pass probably not needed, and it turns into a turnover here to the Sasquatch.
Exactly right, Scott. That's exactly right. Extra pass. It was a great cut and great initial pass. You got to go to the rim. Ledoux's inside. He's got position. If you miss, he's there for a rebound.
Martin with the try. Patchen tries to get the rebound, but instead taps it out of bounds. It'll be Viking basketball.
Interesting that Big Bend is having so much trouble right now scoring the ball. When you compare Spokane's defense tonight, well, it's doing a good job getting their hands up. They're rebounding pretty well. The intensity last night from Highline was, I think, significantly higher than what you see from Spokane. It's not a criticism to Spokane's defense. They're a little more passive in their zone. Highline was a very intense, in-your-face zone, and yet Big Bend is having trouble with what you would think would be something that suits more their style, a softer, more passive zone that they could shoot over the top.
Riker Pierce, you'll know exactly the Spokane defense, for whatever reason. He only had 2 points in the win. As we talk about Pierce, here he is. He misses that one. He only had 2 points when they played last time, Justin, and he only played 16 minutes. Here's Taylor the other way, broken up by Pierce. Sasquatch end up with it, back out with Love. Jake.
That's the right call. That's a charge.
And again, Riker not maybe shooting well, but he does everything else for these Vikings.
Well, he's got him talking to himself a little bit right now. That's how frustrated he is, but he stepped up his game defensively right there. A little risky probably, since he's got a foul already and had experienced some foul trouble last night, but stood in there, did a great job taking the charge.
5:43 left in the first half. 25-15 Spokane putting it on. Big Bend up early on the power of Ledoux. Here's JJ Eli back out in the corner. Meyerhofer, deep three, rims out. Liggins goes up for a rebound, and I think he's fouled. Keyshawn Liggins, the 6'5" sophomore from Middleton, Idaho, averaging just under 6 rebounds a game.
And Meyerhofer, a pretty good three-point shooter. He doesn't take nearly as many as, say, Riker Pierce. He's only shot 65 during the regular season, but he's 45% from outside the arc. And he got another offensive foul here.
Wow.
It was the correct call again.
That last, not that one, the one before the Liggins, that was on DeVries. Jacob getting his first foul, and Big Bend now has 4 team fouls, and Spokane 2. That last one, Big Bend, they was on Riley Brunel, who's just in the ball game. Here come the Sasquatch. Taylor. Everything looking good for Levi Taylor. 19 points in this ball game.
Well, it's hard to stop a guy when he's doing everything.
And Pierce just cannot find it from outside the arc, despite he's leading the tournament so far in threes. Taylor.
Oh. That was a definitive heat check right there from Levi Taylor, and a little surprised, frankly, it didn't go down, because as he's cut to the middle and put up seemingly awkward off-balance shots, he's got everything to fall tonight.
And here's a timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well with 4:49 left to go. Spokane 27, Big Bend shaking their head with 15. More to come on STSPN.
LCC has definitely prepared me to transfer to Oregon State because it's helped me with my study skills. I'm a much harder worker than I was in high school.
I had a great support base by the staff, and I've made some great friends that I think I'll carry on with my life.
I've definitely loved my classes. I've learned a lot. It's been a healthy environment.
Don't be afraid to branch out. The people here are awesome. I'm going to be in it for a while, but down the road I'll be finishing up and be ready to join the workforce.
Company retreat with Chief Football Officer Russell Wilson.
Guys, teamwork takes practice. And some days will be a little turbulent. But if we stay focused and show our customers that we care. Now that's giving our best. Best!
Sir, for your safety, please remain seated.
Yes, ma'am.
Giving you our best never stops. Thank you for flying Alaska.
Scott Oshawa, Justin Morrison, and I tell you what, I don't know what they talked about pregame, but the Sasquatch have figured out the early puzzle here on the Vikings from Big Bend and Moses Lake.
Yeah, they have, and Big Bend has helped them out by really shooting atrociously from the field. They've gone about 5 minutes extended now without scoring. They've been stuck on 15.
Their three-point woes continuing here in the early going if they can weather the storm. 4:37 left to go in the first half. J.J. Eli out front. Now he gets it to Meyerhofer. Connor hands it to Pierce. 9 on the shot clock. Eli stops, can't get it, but there's Ladeau. 2 on the shot clock, though. I don't think he got it off, but they're going to say he did.
I think he might have just snuck it up there. He definitely had no concept that the shot clock had not reset, but he got some help from his teammates yelling at him, and they needed that one to stop the run.
Hull trying it back out. DeVry. Liggins getting battled by Taylor. Now Meyerhofer's going to battle Taylor.
Well, I don't understand the difference, Scott, between the two instances there. There was a good fight for the ball underneath the hoop. No foul was called, and then right there, Levi Taylor showed too much of the ball to Meyerhofer, who reached in. Kind of seemed like the same sort of deal, but Meyerhofer's the one that gets called for the foul.
His first, team 5th. And a good time to mention our officials, Jerry Matthew, Michael Clement, and Bill Draper. As out front is Garnett Hull. Hull taking it right to the rim. Quick move to the bucket there for Garrett Hull.
And if you can execute the way he did right there, where you show that pump fake pass to the wing, you create a little more space for yourself going up to the hoop. That was an excellent move by Hull.
Knocked out by Taylor. It'll stay Big Bend ball. Meyerhofer there, 29-17. 3:27 left to go in this first half. Chance to go to the championship. Pierce finally gets one to go. Riker Pierce with 7.
Taking his game inside since the outside shot's not really falling for him. That's a smart move.
Hull, the 6'1 freshman working, gets it down to Martin. Martin, a big body at 6'5". Can't find the touch there. Here comes Eli. Pierce from deep. Boom!
That's the second time that Spokane's lost track of Riker Pierce, kind of trailing the play, spotting up at the top of the key. It is not something you want to do.
Spokane's lead 7. Is it going to be more? No. Ladeau with a rebound. Meyerhofer gets it to JJ. Eli with a good-looking floater, no call.
And I like the no call there, Scott. He didn't go initiate the contact. He went up. The defense came underneath him as he was in the air. Really didn't affect the shot, so I like no call either way there.
And another turnover here. Fun, excited gym here at the Walt Price Sports and Fitness Center on the campus of Everett Community College. 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Not a lot of fouls, only 5 team fouls on Big Bend, 3 on Spokane.
And that's what you want to see, I think, in a semifinal game like this. You want to see the players decide it. I think it's been a pretty well officiated game so far.
Liggins with space, and Jake Love gets the rebound. Here comes Spokane. Taylor, the man of the first half, adds to his gaudy totals, 21 points for Mr. Taylor. 31-24, 1 minute, 42 seconds left to go in this first half. We'll go down and get a coach here with Steve Willits as we go into halftime. Meyerhofer. Too much. There's Taylor skying for a rebound.
Well, I can tell you what's going to be addressed in the Big Ben locker room, Scott. And that's, you got to figure out a way to stop 21 from getting the ball to the rim.
Pierce with good defense. Back to Eli. Waits, gets a parachuter up and down, and it's and one. And that's the spark with 1:15 left in the half Big Ben's looking for.
Yeah, it has. They've slowly been whittling away at this lead, which was 12 at the 4:40 mark. It's now down to 5 with 1:15 left to go in this half. And really, that's how you execute a fast break opportunity there. Just real quick passing back and forth, and then you got to love the way Eli got his man up, got Taylor up in the air, drew the contact, was able to finish. Let's see if he can finish off the three-point play.
J.J. Eli, he averages 13 a game. That one rolls out. Typically a good free throw shooter, but a big rebound. Another deep three. Not this time.
I'm not even close either.
No.
Surprising, because he's a decent three-point shooter on the air, but that was just way off the mark.
Sabota with the ball outside for Spokane. Barron covering him in the ball game. Down to Taylor. Taylor, Ledoux, and Ledoux makes his block. Here comes Big Ben. 42 seconds left. Pierce drives, knocks it in.
Strong move. I believe that's been phrased the Euro step now,
Yes,
Scott, as he kind of hopped his way through the lane. Great run to close out the half here by Big Ben.
And Big Ben, I believe, calls a timeout. We'll step away quickly with 26 seconds left to go. You're watching the 2016 NWAC Championship Tournament on STSPN. Your kids are on the path to reaching their dreams. Why not join them? With more than 60 programs of study at Pierce College, there's a fit for you, your life, and your schedule. Find your path at Pierce College today. Visit pierce.ctc.edu. It's possible, Pierce College. Back here.
About a
6
second differential.
Great minds think alike.
That's
there,
right.
Justin. Love. Back out to Patchen. Patchen, a little no-look behind the back pass, and there's going to be a call-off ball as Eli is helped up off his back.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, Scott. I'm pretty sure Jeremy Groth didn't draw up a play for Patchen to throw a no-look two-hand pass behind his head to try and get the last shot. That's just not what you want. And now here's Big Ben with a chance to cut into this lead even further, a chance to tie this game at the half.
Pierce back to Eli. Eli gets into the lane, gets it to Barron. Barron, deep corner three, gets it. That was a 2, I believe. It was a deuce. But how do you like Leo Barron barely in the ball game and a tough angle right at the baseline?
Oh, an impossible angle at the baseline. And that caps off a 15-4 run by Big Ben over the final 4:40 of the half. Great end to this half by Big Ben.
And we're going to go down to Steve Willits. Oh, we were listening to Steve, and now we're going down to Steve.
Hey, guys, unfortunately, when a team gets a 15-4 run on them at the end of the half, Coach Groth, very courteous, just told me, I'll get you on the way back out. I got to get in there and talk to my team. But you know what? We do have an interview coming up, so I'm going to keep it here for a minute. And, oh, by the way, I told the young guys out here that we'd give them a shout-out and put a camera on them for a minute. So make sure you guys are getting the Marysville Park and Recreation team. They're all going to be watching later tonight. These guys are all part of the same team. They're 5-5 on the season. and they're playing their hearts out right now. And I'm looking around. I do have an interview coming up here in just a moment. Just need to find him real quick. Tell you what, why don't you guys go to commercial for 60 seconds, come back. We do have a very special interview we want to do down here. We'll get back to you then.
Sounds great. 31-30, Spokane on top. More coming up on the 2016 NWAC Championship Weekend here on STSBN.
Company retreat with Chief Football Officer Russell Wilson.
Guys, teamwork takes practice. And some days will be a little turbulent.
It's all around us. It's the ground upon which we stand. The well-worn paths. And the ones that haven't been forged. It's our history. And our what lies ahead. It's ours to nurture and to protect. We're a force for community and for country. We have the skills to define our future and our nation's future. To make a stand. For our way of life. And we will so promise back into the land of the free. Individually, we're trailblazers. Pioneers, preservationists. United, we are the keepers of the dream. And we are on guard.
Back here, it's halftime. Spokane up 31-30. We're going to go down to Steve Willits with a special guest. Steve?
Thank you. Here with Dr. College. He is the president of Everett Community College. Dr. Byer, first of all, thanks for coming on with us. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about this this tournament that's going on. The very first year that it's ever been at Everett, the first of a 3-year contract. Talk to us a little bit about how this came about and who the folks were that put this together.
Well, it came about because we have such an outstanding new facility here that's been open for about 4 or 5 years now, and the Northwest Athletic Association was looking for a different venue, and we had brought them up here to explore what this looks like and how it functions. And so with that, they made we put in a proposal. We had the Snohomish County Sports Commission partner with us, and they approved it for a 3-year contract, and so we're very pleased to have it here. We have a great history of athletic programs here at this institution. It's named after Walt Price. Walt Price is a legend in the state and in the community college athletics. His son was a football coach at Washington State University, and so yeah, it's all worked out. We're really happy to have this here, and we like the fact that we have a number of people that have come and shared our great experience here.
When you were initially planning on building this facility or renovating it, was the intention so that you could maybe draw tournaments like this? I know you've got the Pacific Rim event coming up. A lot of high school district and regional tournaments have been taking place here over the last few years since the opening. Was that the vision from the get-go?
Very much so. We thought, well, one, the design of the facility itself and what we tried to do with the design, make it very user-friendly for the community and for other athletic events that could be brought here. We know we have our Comcast Arena or Xfinity Arena, that there are a lot of athletic events that can happen in this area, and so we thought it'd be great if we could design a facility that would attract different things. So we've had basketball tournaments here, we had gymnastics, a number of other events, and so it's worked out really well and as we intended it to work.
And I would think outside of athletics, it also enables you to recruit students or at least be able to showcase the university a little more as well.
Well, it means a lot when students can come and look at a facility like this. You know, we had another facility before this that was 50 years old. In fact, the gym floor from that facility are the walls here, you know, and it's pretty outstanding. But yeah, it's been a great attraction to recruit for all sports, not just basketball. And actually being on Broadway, it's through this main artery here of traffic. A lot of the community people see it, they're attracted by it, and so it's turned out to be a really very user-friendly facility. You know, the other thing we use it for other events other than athletic events. Graduation, now we can have graduation on campus. That's a big deal for a college to have your own graduation. So we pack this thing for graduation. So it's been a real, good experience for us to put it together and then to see the benefits that it's bringing to the college and the community.
Well, definitely, and I'll tell you what, the folks here that are hosting this event, the faculty, the staff, everybody involved, excellent job this weekend. Thank you very much for hosting it and having us.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate your being here as well. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So once again, that's Dr. David Byer, president of Everett Community College. Back to you, Scott.
Thank you. Back here, halftime, this Final Four matchup, Big Bend Vikings, the number 1 seed out of the East and the number 2 seed, the Spokane Sasquatch. Scott Oshman, Justin Morrison, and Steve Willits. Wow, what a game. Spokane came out just on fire there. Ladeau started off, but then Big Bend, with about 6-7 minutes to go, started crawling back in this one.
Well, yeah, Big Bend did not shoot the ball well from the outside, and in fact, neither did Spokane, really. The halftime stats say that Big Bend was 2 of 15 from behind the arc, while Spokane was 1 of 11. And these are two great three-point shooting teams. But Big Bend, I think, made the adjustment. After falling behind by 12 points, they made an emphasis to get the ball inside more. Riker Pierce took it into the lane. J.J. Eli took it into the lane. Ladeau had a great start to this one. And really, they've finally been able to combat the great individual effort of Levi Taylor, who could do no wrong in the first half for Spokane.
Levi Taylor, 21 points to lead all scorers. And here we go, second half underway. Liggins, Big Ben in the great green uniforms. And there's Pierce. Cooled off a little bit. He got hot late in that first half. Big rebound there by Race Martin. Martin, who had a huge game against Shemetica, 23 points. Shemetica, and that one will go back to Big Ben. Liggins inside Ledoux. Ledoux on a much smaller Patchins. Big rebound there for Spokane.
Well, at least defense inside by Patchin there made it a little bit more difficult for Ledoux. Used his body well, kept him pinned underneath the hoop.
There's Martin. Tries to body up, and he does draw the whistle, and he'll head to the line, and Liggins can't believe it.
Again, sometimes it's the timing of the whistle, Scott, more so than the actual call. That's maybe the rec ball call, as I said last night, where officials waited to see whether that ball went in the hoop. It didn't, hence you get the foul afterwards.
Race Martin hits that. 79% on the season from the line is Race Martin. That's his first. He misses the second. That's the first point for Race Martin tonight. They got to fix that if you're a Spokane Sasquatch fan. He averages under 14 a game, and he's had a heck of a tournament. Big Ben with the ball now. Meyerhofer gets it back down to Pierce. Liggins. Deep three. Almost gets the putback, but high above there. Great job by A.J. Knutson at 6'1".
Well, Meyerhofer was in position. Tried to tip it back in, but just didn't have the angles dialed in quite right.
Love goes down into Martin. Loses the ball. Martin gets it again, finds Love. 3 ball. Not this time, but Martin gets a rebound. Martin's going to take his in his own hands, but he can't get the finish. In Love, it's the Martin and Love show. Unbelievable offensive rebounds there.
Oh, great hustle, and that's what offensive rebounding is. It's about desire and want to, and Martin and Love, basically a Laurel and Hardy there, not exactly the two biggest guys. I mean, Martin's got a big body, but Love, he's been tenacious inside tonight.
Meyerhofer gets the foul. It's his second, and Love knocks it down. %84 from the line for Love.
Levi Taylor entering the game here in the second half for the first time. Big Ben has to be aware of that. Another offensive rebound.
Patchin battles hard in there and back to Love. Now they get it back out deep. Knutson tries. This time, Riker Pierce says, I've had enough. Coast to coast. Ooh, back the other way, Sabota. Oh, and he held it again.
Hey, he got away with it the first time. We both saw the travel as he forgot to put the dribble down, and then as he got into the front court, got it caught in his hip pocket on his holster there and ended up with the carrying call.
33-30, 17:47 left to go in the second half. Liggins out front. Spokane, they have not beaten them, both in the East Division. Ledoux finds a driving Eli. Excellent drive through the paint and the finish.
What a tremendous pass by Ledoux.
Patchin the other way, and that's a quick timeout by the Sasquatch. Dalton Patchin, he's 35 from beyond the arc, 39 for 113 on the season, and we'll step away real quick on STSBN.
Medical specialists in the Guard are skilled in CPR, field triage, and emergency life support. Medics stabilize and evac the wounded during combat, come to the aid of civilians in a disaster, and provide day-to-day outpatient care. Medical specialists are saving lives on and off the battlefield.
EVCC trivia time. Why do some of the region's best athletes choose Everett Community College every year? The answer, look around you. They get to use this gym. Register now for spring classes at everettcc.edu. It is an outstanding facility. We've been talking about it all weekend long. And the NWAC tournament here for another 2 years. And they've done an outstanding job hosting all these teams.
I think you're absolutely right, Scott, and it's good to hear that it'll be coming back next year because the quality of play, I think, is something that I've been impressed with. I mean, I know we're not talking about the big tournament that's going on, the NCAA, Selection Sunday coming up tomorrow, but these guys are ball players, terrific ball players, and I think the level of basketball we're seeing over this weekend is really top-notch.
No doubt about it. A lot of these kids we've seen over the weekend, a lot of scouts from four-year universities checking out many of these players. They go on. Storied history here in the NWAC. Liggins out front now. 11 seconds on the shot clock. There's Eli. Cross court to Meyerhofer's got to do something with it. 5. Riker can't get it. There's Ladeau for the rebound. He had 11 rebounds in their contest in February, and Ladeau now with 14. Back up the other side of Tippin. Knutson get credit, I guess?
I'm not sure because the effort was there. I guess, they say luck is the residue of design. He went up. His designs were to get the offensive rebound, and it just happened to find its way tipped into the hoop.
6:23 left to go. J.J. Eli pops it out. Liggins, corner, no, but Meyerhofer there with a big rebound. Goes way too far, and this should be over and back, and it is.
Liggins has really struggled shooting the three-point ball. 0 for 4 tonight. He was 0 for 2 in the first half. He's already 0 for 2. He's taking a seat on the bench right now. Big Ben needs him to be able to pull the trigger and hit from the outside if they're going to work their way back into this game.
He had a little trouble from outside the arc last night in their win. He's a good scorer. 14.7 is his point average this season. Taylor. Oh, baby. Tell you what, Levi Taylor, doesn't matter if he's sitting on the bench. That bucket looks huge.
If there are any scouts in the building tonight, Levi Taylor is going to earn himself a spot somewhere next year because he has just played a whale of a game.
And a turnover for the Vikings. Riker Pierce, a little too much sauce on that pass.
Big Ben's just had no answer for him. They have really failed to slow him down. You're probably not going to be able to stop him, but you'd like to make things a little bit hard on him.
Riker with some good hustle there, but there's a foul call. And that's going to be on Riker Pierce. His second foul.
Yeah,
Third team foul on Big Ben.
Not as much of a concern as it was last night for him. I think at this point he was already on the bench with 4 fouls.
And there's another whistle off ball as Ladeau's clapping.
I think they're going to get Taylor this time. There were a couple of times he's so physical down there on the block, and you got a guy like Connor Meyerhofer trying to guard him who's definitely giving up some size to him. He got away with a couple of extended arms in the first half, but not this half.
Pierce patching up with a big rebound. Second foul there on Taylor. Patching the other way. Step back 3. There's Taylor with a big rebound. Back to Patchen. Now he finds Sabota. Boom, baby!
Great passing from Spokane. Getting it from everybody now.
Was that Knutson? Was. Ladeau the other way. He's been doing that all night.
Yeah, he was doing it real early in the first 5 minutes. They went away from it, but it would be a wise move to go back to him because, again, I think it's a little bit of a soft interior defense for Spokane.
Deep 3 again by A.J. Knutson. My apologies the last time to him. 39% from beyond the arc on the season. He is a sharp sharp shooter, and there's a timeout on the call on the floor. 47-36, Spokane up with 14:20 left. This is the 2016 NWAC Championship on STSPN.
My counseling, she helped me plan out an entire educational plan, actually showed me more classes that I could take here at CBC to save me money instead of taking them at a larger university. Here with high school students too, so you're not only getting part of that high school experience, but you're going further and beyond that and getting a college experience, which is really cool and fun, and you're gonna expand your horizons.
Big Bend Community College has the largest and most successful commercial pilot program in the Northwest and has been training pilots and aircraft mechanics for 50 years. Our alumni fly for most major U.S. airlines. Check out our aviation programs at www.bigbend.edu. Scott Oshman, Justin Morrison, Steve Willits here for the NWAC Championships. It's the Final Four. Who's going to play for the championship of this 2016 NWAC season? Big Bend with the ball. Spokane's biggest lead, 12, now 11 here with 14:07 left to go. Pierce, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Johnson feeds to Ledoux, yes!
Now, nifty finish in traffic. Patchen went up with two hands. I thought he went up real strong to get a block there, but Ledoux snuck it past him.
And at the end of that first half, we thought that Big Bend had figured out the puzzle that the Sasquatch put on them, but
they've yet to figure out the puzzle of three-point shooting,
yes.
Really. I mean, that's been their biggest thing. We said they were 2 for 15 at the half. They were 0 for 4 here in the second half, so 2 for 19 for the game. Meanwhile, you've seen Knutson for Spokane light it up. Here's a chance.
Johnson. Oh, he just thought too hard about that. Needed to just put it off the glass. Ledoux with a good save out to Barron. Barron not getting the bounce, but there's Knutson, runs right into Johnson. What a frenetic their episode, I guess.
Well, Wyatt Johnson, yeah, slapping hands, high fives. He made 2 outstanding defensive plays, but kind of did himself in there. Again, just go right to the rim the first time. Like you said, don't need to overthink it.
13:30 left to go in this one. Barron back out. Telegraph the pass. Ball on the floor. Tied up. Possession arrow. See if it's going to, yes it is.
Yeah, to Spokane. And that's the right call. I saw Levi Taylor trying to call for a timeout, which is, it's just a smart thing to do. But in that instance, there was never a moment where Spokane had clear possession of the ball. So again, officials doing a very good job tonight.
Spokane, 2 titles over the years, 18 appearances. They just missed the tournament last year. They ended up in 5th as Martin gets it back out. Hull. And here comes Big Bend. Meyerhofer with the ball, working on Taylor. Drives the kick out to Johnson. Ledoux, 2 bounces, 1 step. Can't get it. Down Patchen's now having to survive. Still.
Now that time they do get a timeout called.
I tell you, you got to watch yourself if you go up for an offensive rebound and you're down on the ground. No mercy.
Oh, no mercy, and you can see the Big Bend's intensity. Big Bend's intensity, that they are not willing to let any loose ball opportunity get away from them. They have their hands out. They are trying to scrap. They realize they're in a tough spot here, down by 9 points. They need to find a way back into this game.
Your kids on the path to reaching their dreams? Why not join them? With more than 60 programs of study at Pierce College, there's a fit for you, your life, and your schedule. Find your path at Pierce College today. Visit pierce.ctc.edu. It's possible, Pierce College. Well, they played twice this year, and Big Ben were victorious both times. Inbound, causing trouble. Here's a turnover. Taylor. Oh, what a deflection by Barron. Back the other way. Hull can't get it. I don't believe it. I thought Taylor was going to flush.
Yeah, make a note of that right there at the 12:35 mark. Barron did not give up on the play. I think surprised everybody in the gym, surprised me, Scott, with his ability to close ground on Taylor and then get up there high enough to get the block, because it was a simple, Taylor was right there to lay it in, and just an outstanding defensive play by Barron.
Unbelievable. Meanwhile, DeVries picks up his third foul, and here it's Big Ben ball, and Barron has been a superstar. Pierce way deep. It's off Meyerhofer. It'll be Sasquatch ball, but oh my goodness.
But you got to do something with that. It's one thing to make a nice defensive play, but you got to capitalize. And down 9 points, Big Ben's got to figure out a way to get some easier looks at the hoop, because the outside shot is just simply not falling. And Riker Pierce is going to take a seat on the bench, I think maybe just to rest his legs a little bit and clear his mind.
47-38, 12-14 left in this one. First of two here tonight on SDSPN. Martin battle. Here's Sabota. Got it. He is a three-point specialist, 3 for 6 in the semifinal, or in the quarterfinal last night.
Matches the biggest lead of the game at 12 for Spokane.
The other way. Miles, A.J. Miles in there. There's a deep ball. Johnson gets it.
He's capable of that. Saw it last night in the win against Highline. He had 3 big three-point baskets. That might just prove to his teammates that, hey, there's not a lid on the bucket from the outside.
Martin deep, goes back out to Sabota. That's the spot he likes. He holds down 3 fingers. Big Ben. There's Miles, A.J. Miles, 32, gets it back over to Eli. Eli working on Taylor, back out front. 10 on the shot clock. Barron, the freshman, couple steps in the paint. He tries to get it to Eli, but a little too hot to handle.
And again, the idea, not a bad one, but the execution just not there. Interior passing, such a difficult thing to do. And Spokane, I think it was Taylor underneath, was there. Is probably why Barron forced to put a little extra on that pass.
10:46 to go. Nice backdoor. It is just hammer denial time there, Ledoux, as Taylor goes up for the shot into the trees, and Ledoux says, no, thank you, not tonight.
He's drawn a little bit more attention here in the second half, has Taylor, and Ledoux came over for the weak side help, and he was up there real early to get the block.
15 on the shot clock. Spokane retains possession. Taylor gets it, tries to get to Patchen. We'll see who they say knocked it out of bounds, and it's going to stay Spokane basketball.
Need to see some better execution on the inbounds play, because it shouldn't be that difficult to get the ball simply inbounds.
Cage Sabota, the sophomore. Get it? Now it's Taylor. Taylor been the man on a mission here for Spokane. Sabota, 4 on the shot clock. DeVry needs to put it up. He does. That was ugly. But here comes Big Ben. Eli drives into the key, and he draws a whistle.
He's been mildly successful getting in and penetrating, has Eli. Had a couple of nice passes early into Ledoux when he's been able to infiltrate that Spokane defense.
First foul there on Sabota, the third team foul for Spokane, 14 fouls for Big Bend. And speaking of Sabota, he went up high to try and pick that pass off and didn't have anything under him, and he landed right on the deck.
Well, again, an inbounds play where it should be relatively easy, but Sabota, he read that pass very early, and in fact, they missed Riker Pierce, who was open underneath on a little box-to-box screen action, and Wyatt Johnson picked up the foul. Probably a good thing he did, because it would have been another fast break opportunity for Spokane.
Sabota on top. DeVries, who's been very quiet, gets it back Patchen. Now to Sabota. And there's Ladeau. Down the far side. Now he gets help. There's Johnson with him. See if they'll settle down. No cross court. Stolen by Love. Jake Love.
And this has been the story for Big Bend, is just, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. They do something good defensively, and then they just give it right back to Spokane on the other end.
DeVries working hard. Right in. LeBeau. But Sabota there to get it. Martin finds Patchen. 6 on the shot clock. Drives in, and they're going to call an offensive charge.
Well, I've given a lot of kudos to the officiating tonight, but that was not a charge. That was Riker Pierce leaning on his man. Didn't have his feet set. Wouldn't even say that he was in very good position, but he did get a foul called there on Spokane.
There's a timeout on the floor, and we'll go down to Steve Willits.
Hey, Scott Oshman having a great time down here. Thought we'd mosey on over to the Subway couch, where we're having a contest here all week. They have the best seat in the house contest, where folks can actually submit a ticket. If their name gets drawn, they get to sit on this plush couch. Where are you guys from?
Moses Lake, Washington.
Moses Lake, Washington. Funny, I think one of these 2 teams that we're watching right now is from Moses Lake, so we've got some Big Bend fans. Is this your dad with you right here? Dad, what's your name?
Daniel Guzman.
And Daniel, what do you think? Big Bend down by 12 right now. Can the running Vikes come back and get a game here?
Yeah, I don't have any doubt that we can come back. We've done it before. We've got hope, and we're optimistic that we can come back and get a win.
There you go. And what are your names?
Daniel.
And what's your name?
Angie.
So now I'm looking on my sheet here. It says that the last time Big Bend was in a championship game was 2002. How old were you guys in 2002?
I was probably born.
Not even born yet, so this is a good opportunity. If these guys can come back and win, it would be a pretty big deal, right? Do you have a favorite player on Big Bend?
No, I like them all.
Good, very good answer. How about you, Daniel?
I'd probably say JJ, Eli.
And Dad, do you have a favorite player as well?
I like the defense for Moga Ladue.
There we go. So we got some Ladue fans, some JJ fans, and more importantly, we got fans of this plush couch, and they got a 6-inch sub for winning the contest. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Steve Willits. Subway couch been having a great time here.
Steve might need to find out if any of them can shoot the ball from behind the arc, because that's what Big Ben could use right now, is somebody to hit a 3-ball.
The shooting has been tough here tonight for the Vikings from Moses Lake. They'll try it one more time. A.J. Miles with the ball. Liggins back in. Pierce. Yes, sir. That's exactly what the Vikings need. A little Riker Pierce.
Yeah, and he hit that one. He stepped up to that with confidence, in rhythm. He clearly can shoot the ball. Just been having an off night, but got to be careful if you're Spokane. You don't want him to get hot, as we got a foul called underneath.
15 now for Pierce in the ball game, as there is a foul there on. Look at a hit.
I think it's Ladeau.
It is Ladeau.
Yeah.
I hesitated there for a moment, but because that is his first foul. I don't know how many blocks. He's got more than 2.
Well, again, it's been a very hard-fought game, but a very clean game. Credit to both teams for that.
Love can't handle it, and here comes Pierce the other way. 1-on-4, waits for his backup. Ladeau just loses the ball as he went up. And a wrestling match down below. Stephen Whitman, our statistician, 4 blocks for Ladeau, as Pierce slow to get up there with 8:45 left to go in this ball game.
When you go to the deck that hard, I mean, this is, it's called the hardwood for a reason. It is not a cushiony landing when you go after it that hard, but I did see 2 Vikings on the floor trying to get after that loose ball. I didn't see anybody for Spokane. They were just trying to protect it, and the possession arrow here is going to favor Big Bend.
Meyerhofer with the ball. 18-17 on the shot clock now. Liggins out front. Meyerhofer deep three. Too much. Love with the rebound. It's interesting. Jake Love, I mean, he gets a lot of rebounds. He has a double-double against the Storm last night. 11 rebounds, 10 points. Gets a lot of rebounds for a guard. And the pass is going to stay here with the Vikings.
And part of the reason for that is because rebounding, a lot of it is about determination. Yeah, it's about determination, reading the ball, and hustling for it. And I think that he's got a lot of the combinations that make somebody a good rebounder.
And inside, does he get it? Hull goes up, and he gets hammered there by JJ, and he'll go to the line.
We haven't seen a whole lot of Garrett Hull tonight, but when he was in there for a few minutes in the first half, he had a nice drive to the rim, liked his game, and right here getting a couple of free throw opportunities for his team.
Second on Eli, he hits that one. 3 points now for Hull. He hit some huge ones, 2 big threes last night in sparing minutes against the Storm, and that victory to send him here to the Final Four. 8:21 left. He gets them both.
Well, the lead back at double digits. I know 8 minutes is a long time, but with their inability to score efficiently, every possession becomes more and more valuable here for the Vikings.
Miles Riker way downtown. Front rim no good. Bouncing off Ladeau. Chases it back into Taylor's hands. Down to Hull. Hull had Sabota, but decided not to make the pass. He'd want that one back.
For all the good things we've seen tonight, and they're going to change the call, and I think that's the right call. It was good defense on the 2-on-1, but for all the good things we've seen tonight from both teams, I think their transition, their 2-on-1 or 1-on-1 fast break opportunities, they've been lacking a little bit.
Martin drives Ladeau down, has to go underneath. Great defense for the defensive player. Tyler gets hacked in the eye, and he goes down in the nose of the eye. It is rough and tumble down low.
Oh, it is. And interesting there that the referees did get the whistle, the dead ball whistle, because of the injury. I think maybe some blood coming from Taylor as he's asking how no foul. And he's right. You're going to blow the whistle to stop it because he got poked in the eye or poked in the nose. There probably should have been a whistle before that for a foul.
7:50 left to go in this one. We've kind of hit a little bit of a lull here. We were going back and forth as both teams are going to head to the bench, and we will take a quick timeout as well. Back with more in the Final Four. Who's going to the championship Sunday on STSPN?
I remember the moment clearly.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
I realized at that moment, when we first saw the damage, these people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference, right here in my community. Together with local responders, we cleared trees and collapsed walls. We had to get to the family trapped beneath. As a citizen soldier, I made a difference.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
Back here, there's a kind of an injury, 7:50. Let's go down to Steve Willits, who's right there. Steve?
Yeah, just checking it out right now. Levi Taylor definitely has a bloody nose. He's trying to pinch it shut right now to stop the bleeding. Obviously, rules state that he cannot play until the bleeding does stop. They've tried to clean off his jersey a little bit so he can get back in there, and including right now they're wiping down the floor a little bit just to make sure that everything's clear. But Levi appears to be okay. I don't think it's going to keep him out of the game. It's just a matter of getting that nose to stop, and once he gets there, he's back in.
Taylor with 23 points. He doesn't want to stop.
Well, good. He gets to go full Matthew McConaughey on us and take his shirt off on the broadcast. So there's that positive too. But I mean that's
call it the Todd Elvik.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it.
That's tough. You know, it is tough though to have that happen to you down there. to clearly take a shot right to the face, to the nose, and to not have a foul called. That's a missed call for sure.
It's almost going to go into my Vernie Pacheco, the fight doctor. He's bleeding profusely from the nose. Back here for basketball, 7:47 left. Spokane on top, 55-44, but a turnover. Meyerhofer, 1 on 3 or 4, decides to put it back out. A.J. Miles with it. Big Ben they getting close. They were only down 1 at halftime. Had some momentum going. Here's Ladeau. And are they going to call that a Ladeau?
Oh, yeah, they are.
Wow.
I just don't see enough contact there to warrant an offensive foul call.
Second foul on Ladeau, but 8 team fouls for Big Ben, only 4 for Spokane. And on the offensive side for the Vikings, Justin, go to Ladeau.
Absolutely.
Hull with the ball back out now is DeVries. Jacob DeVries, the 6'1 sophomore. Finds a lane, cannot get the gimme. Was tapped up there. DeVries still in there, fighting. Ball comes out. Save. Oh, boy.
Goodness.
I wouldn't want to be the official down there.
No.
Trying to decide whose ball that is.
I was a little surprised Sabota going for it because I thought it was going to be out off the Vikings, but he went for it, saved it. Basically a mid-air collision. And now for your score sheets, keep in mind that Levi Taylor's coming back into the game with a different uniform number.
Oh, thank you very much. Officials Jeremy Matthew, Michael Chun, Bill Draper. They got a tough task. Hull back out. Now Sabota, Cage with some big threes earlier. Go downside to Martin. Race. 1 on 2, and he gets the bucket. He is just strong as an ox, 6'5 sophomore.
Strong and great ball fake right there. A.J. Miles didn't hesitate. Thinking a little bit, what is he doing? But when it falls in, it's a good decision.
First bucket tonight from A.J. Miles. Sophomore from Pullman, and there's Taylor. And there's going to call on the floor.
Well, the body contact definitely was there. Keyshawn Liggins getting called for the foul. As an official, I don't envy their job because it is difficult when you have a man, an offensive player, as physical as Levi Taylor is, who's initiating some of that contact. It's a tough ask for the defender to not make any sort of physical contact with the offensive player.
Liggins' struggles continue. Meyerhofer and Liggins go take a seat. Taylor now usually wearing 22, but he went to the changing room because of the nosebleed, and he hits the first. What a night for Levi Taylor from Lewis and Clark High School in Spokane, the 6'2 freshman. He had 40 earlier this year, so he can fill it up.
Well, I don't doubt it, Scott. You could have told me any number, and I would have believed you based on the way he's playing tonight.
6:24 left. A chance to go on to the championship right here. Johnson, weave. Riker thinks about it. Stumbles, spins into the paint. Can't get it to go. Here comes Sabota the other way. Knutson, deep three! Oh, baby, that was from right inside the line of the far sideline.
Never hesitated either.
11 for Knutson. Ladeau from outside trying it. And there's Knutson with the rebound, and he gets balls popped out, and they call a foul.
Well, Spokane has put their foot down right now, and they are in a great position here. I mean, not only have they shot the ball better than Big Ben here in the second half, but they've got the Vikings in foul trouble, and they're going to be going to the free throw line here for the remaining 5:44, shooting 2 free throws every time there's a foul.
That's Pierce's third. Misses that. And let me tell you, when the last game of the regular season, these two met, and Big Ben won that game. He misses that other one, but boy, how the tables have turned here. On that game, Big Ben shot 47% from outside the arc. 8 for 18. They'd love to have that night back.
Oh, I'd love to have probably half of that night back right now, because it's just been, I mean, for Riker Pierce especially, it's just been, the ball has been rattling in and out of the cylinder all night long.
Martin hit with that foul. First, there's a deep three. Johnson gets it. Wyatt Johnson doesn't want to go away, and with 5:35 left, here it's 62-50. Spokane still with the lead. Don't go away. You're watching Final Four NWAC Tournament Basketball on STSPN.
As certified jumpers, divers, and survival experts, Special Forces are dropped behind enemy lines to train foreign fighters, carry out covert missions, or prevent future conflicts. These soldiers live for the challenge, highly trained and highly intelligent. Special Forces soldiers are the best of the best.
EVCC trivia time. Why do 19,000 students choose Everett Community College every single year? The answer, we have fun with sports, live music, and more. You'll never want to leave. Register now for spring classes at everettcc.edu.
That was a 1-point game at halftime, Scott. It's now a 12-point lead. Guard him.
And with that, the timeout on the floor. We're going down to Steve Willits with some fans from Spokane. Steve?
Yeah, we can't help but keep checking out these seats. The subway seat was nice, but now we're hanging out with the Spokane girls team. They're also at the tournament. Already took 4th place. Jessica, your team's playing right here. They look like they might be 4 minutes away from the championship. What would that mean to your school?
It would be a big school motivator.
She's excited. I got Janessa Heine here also, second leading scorer on the Sasquatch. Congratulations on 4th place, first of all.
Thank you.
How much fun is it for your school knowing that you've got 2 teams here? What does it mean to the community?
It's pretty good. Makes us want to work hard for next year, come back strong.
And Maddie, let me turn to you right now. What's been the most enjoyable part of this whole experience? Maybe outside of basketball. Have you guys had a lot of fun just hanging out at the hotels, checking out downtown Everett? What's been going on?
We've been having really fun as a team. We went to Nike today. We're just having really fun with both boys and girls teams here.
So 4th place for the girls, maybe a championship for the guys. They're going to Nike. They're doing it all. They're having fun here in the Pacific Northwest. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Steve. fun to be a fan from Spokane tonight as the Sasquatch putting it on Big Bend.
Who's having more fun, Spokane or Steve?
Well, I was going to leave that one at bay, but it's a good point. It's a good question. Maybe we'll put that. That's our EVCC trivia question. Ledoux at the line, trying to crawl back. 4:37 left in this one. Ledoux had a spectacular tournament, spectacular year, and a great night as he hits that. 19 now for the sophomore from Nampa, Idaho. Both of them only 60% through the season, but you wouldn't know it by watching those two, Justin. He looked good from the line.
No, looked very strong. And adding to his great night, they take him out now for defensive purposes. They're going full court pressure here, trying to get the fastest lineup in the game they can.
And watch your extremities down there. If you're the one with the ball, Taylor still has all 5 hands on each side here.
Based on that little play right there, I wouldn't be surprised if Riley Brunel had played football at some point in his past, because he came in strong, looking like a fullback, clearing the way for a running back behind him, and Levi Taylor back to the line to try and push the lead back up for Spokane.
Brunel hasn't been in much tonight. He's already got 2 fouls. Taylor hits it, adding to his glorious totals. $29 points officially here on the board at the Walt Price Sports and Fitness Center. Doesn't get the second.
You see Ledoux back in there. Coach Poth trying to go a little offense for defense every chance he gets with the substitutions.
A.J. Miles loses it but gets it back. Now it's Johnson, deep corner, rims out, rebound DeVries. Spokane has a chance here with 4:15 to head to the title game. That game, who they'll play coming up next, the Whatcom Orcas. A nice dish from Taylor. He's generous, he's a giver. DeVries hits it.
What an outstanding pass. Good awareness and vision. Knowing he's been able to break down the defense all night there, he found a teammate for the easy bucket.
Riker with a quick move gets the foul on Garrett Hull, his first. 7th team foul on Spokane. So the Whatcom Orcas coming up at 8 o'clock right after this one against the Clark Penguins, the defending champions. They make it back to the championship, or to the Final Four game, and that should be a great matchup as well.
I'm looking forward to that one too. We've still got 3:55 here, and with Riker Pierce at the line, you know, is time a factor? Yes. Is Big Ben's ability to score a factor? Yes. But I think even if the Vikings get hot from the outside and start hitting a couple of threes, they still have to focus defensively, because Spokane's been able to do pretty much anything they want, especially Levi Taylor. So something's going to have to change here for the Vikings. I like the pressure idea, the press, because you're potentially going to force a couple of turnovers.
17 now for Pierce, as just the pressure. Taylor gets trapped, but he gets out of the trap. Now he's got all kinds of options. Dalton Patchen, but it goes off him, and it'll head back Big Bend basketball.
One dribble too many, Scott. One dribble too many there for Levi Taylor. And again, another example of a poorly executed transition opportunity. He did a nice job pivoting, broke the trap, was able to push the ball up the court. You just got to get rid of the ball sooner before you get into a spot where you can even take that charge.
Well, Big Ben in love with the three, just like the Sasquatch, and they've got all kinds of weapons out on the court from beyond the arc to get back within range at 3:48 left to go in this one. A.J. Miles with the ball. Behind the back, Pierce, too much. Ledoux tries to the rebound. Now it's volleyballed around, and big DeVries gets it, and oh, baby, that's a shot. And we got a Big Ben player down.
We might have our second bloody nose of the half.
That's Pierce. He took a heck of a hit.
And pardon the pun, but he did stick his nose in there trying to, steal the ball there. He was trying to rip it away. And I don't really blame Jacob DeVries for anything there, neither did the officials. They didn't deem it worthy of a foul. It looks like Pierce is going to be relatively okay. It did look like there was maybe a little bit of blood, though. Keep an eye on that.
Pierce, 6'5", just a freshman. Leading scorer of the team. He's 7th in scoring in the NWAC this season. And DeVries is at the line. Hits the first. Reminder coming up at 8 p.m. We'll have the other side. We'll see who the other Final Four matchup at 8 p.m. on STSPN. He gets that. Relatively quiet night for Jacob DeVries. JJ Eli trying to make something happen now. He runs into a trap, looking for help. Deep, and this one's going to be to the Sasquatch. Sabota. Good hustle there by A.J. Miles on a makeup.
Yeah, it was good hustle to get back, but it was all stemmed from great defense by Spokane. That was exactly what you want to see from a trap in the corner. They didn't reach. They kept their hands up, harassing, but not committing the foul. It forced the turnover and this opportunity at the free throw line for Sabota.
Spokane, 12 of 16 at the line. We jinxed him there. Stephen Whitman, our statistician, doing an awesome job. We thank him. Sabota, 73% on the season, so rare miss for him. 3:22 left. Still time, 69-54. Spokane, as Sabota hits the second, had moments where they weren't in control, and they only had a 1-point lead at halftime, but they have just put it on in this second half. J.J. Eli, soft touch.
That's something that I think Big Ben, if they go back and they end up losing this, when they look at the tape, I think they're going to be upset they didn't take advantage of Eli's quickness.
Oh, and that's going to be controversial as A.J.
He needs
Miles.
some help. He needs some help. Yep, they got it right.
There you go.
You know it's the right call when you don't hear a peep from the other team when you get the change like that.
So the consolation game, or the third place game tomorrow as well, is Pierce goes in with a nifty move in the paint with 2:59 left to go.
Strong move, and that's one of those great finishes that we've seen from Pierce in the past. Not so much tonight, but really difficult move to absorb that contact and still finish at the rim.
Patchen hits with the foul, his third. Pierce at the line. Nothing but net. 20 for Riker Pierce. Here's the full court pressure. Get it to Hull. Has trouble. DeVries with it. They got to get it into the front court. Sabota just makes it to Hull.
Spread it out. This is the right thing to do. And, call timeout if you need to discuss.
Timeout on the floor. 2:45. Let's see what happens here. 70-59, Spokane in charge and in the lead. NWAC Championship Basketball on STSPN.
Company retreat with Chief Football Officer Russell Wilson.
Guys, teamwork takes practice. And some days will be a little turbulent. But if we stay focused and show our customers that we care. Care. Now that's giving our best. Best.
Sir, for your safety, please remain seated.
Yes, ma'am.
Giving you our best.
Back here, the first of 4 games today, actually more. We've had 24 webcasts this weekend, and we still have more to go tomorrow. So go to nwacsports.org or stspn.com, and you'll find out all the games live and everything on demand as well, as Spokane tries to hang on here. 11-point lead. Taylor, the man of the night, and he's going to get called for a charge.
Now with the offhand, the off arm, extending it right in front of the view of the officials is generally going to get you called for an offensive foul.
Fourth on him. Player control, so they don't get to go and shoot free throws. Some substitutions getting ready for Big Ben. Here's J.J. Eli. Now the lane opens up, so he'll take it. Second nice little drive and finish by Eli. 8 for him.
First time they've been within single digits since back at the 8-minute mark, Scott.
Ladeau causing havoc with a turnover. Here comes Big Ben. J.J. All of a sudden, Eli on a roll.
It's not over yet. It looked like it.
The pressure causing the Sasquatch trouble as a frustrated DeVry gets the ball to the official as he'll go to the line. The foul call is on Pierce, and that will retire him for the evening as he did last night.
Yeah, frustrating night. I mean, he got his points, but it wasn't as efficient shooting as I think he would have hoped. But Spokane has some serious issues right now. They haven't shown an ability to really handle this pressure 100% effectively. They've allowed Big Ben to score the last 9 points in this game. They need to start hitting their free throws here to keep this safe distance between them and the Vikings.
1:57 left to go as DeVry misses. 82% from the charity stripe this season. Rare miss, but these kids have been putting out a lot of energy. He misses the second. Life steal for the running Vikes. JJ. He's been doing it all. Gets it out to Miles. Miles way deep. Rebounded DeVries. Now the pressure. Can they get the outlet? Gets it to Taylor. Taylor with 4 fouls. Steps around Ladeau, and it goes through.
And it's a good thing it went through because it would have been an ill-advised take to the basket if it hadn't dropped.
Big three. There's Ladeau for the rebound. Foul. They're going to call it on Love, and Ladeau will go back to the line with 1:21 left.
I think that's the right call. Good offensive rebound by Ladeau. Went right back to the hoop with it.
Head coach Mark Poth, assistant Mingo Scott. 29th year for the head coach for Big Ben. Great guy, talking to him last night. Really proud of these kids and their academic success on the campus there in Moses Lake. And Ladeau hits that. He has really done well at the free throw line this tournament.
Yeah, and tonight too, he looks like a much better free throw shooter than the numbers say he is.
Now it's a lot of substitutions. Can you get the right matchup? 72-64, 1:21 left to go. Spokane trying to go to the championship game. Ladeau misses that. DeVry with the rebound. Sabota waits for the Vikings to attack. DeVry gets it to Taylor. 1:11 left. Taylor gonna get it to Love. Love, 14 on the shot clock. No hurry here for the Sasquatch. Taylor moves, looks, dishes, dumps, and delivers. Official timeout as DeVry is Taylor pumped up.
It was the second time here in the last 3 minutes of this game where he's made a great dish under the hoop to a waiting teammate. They have put so much attention on trying to stop him in the second half. They've slowed him down a little bit, but he has got his teammates more involved, and that was a great finish at the end of the shot clock right there for Spokane. It may have just sealed this one for them.
Not sure what the official timeout was there for sure. I don't know if Steve Willett saw that or not, but nonetheless, it's Big Ben basketball. The lead 10 now, 55 seconds left. J.J. Eli gets his own rebound, goes back up, and another foul, and they'll send him to the line. And 49 seconds left, Justin Morrison, but that's not what you want to do if you got a lead with that little time left.
Yeah, you probably want to be looking for the three-point opportunity, and you're going to need to start fouling. I was frankly surprised that Big Bend let the shot clock whittle down. That was 25, 26 seconds that came off the clock as he hits his first free throw that really the Vikings could use right now, because they were showing signs that they were frustrating Spokane and it got it down to single digits, and now I think time is their biggest enemy.
Meyerhofer checks in along with Brunel. Eli hits both of those. Now the pressure. Love in the inbound, gets it to DeVry. DeVry immediately doubled. Does what they tell you not to do. They tell you to go to the middle of the court. He goes to the side, but he gets the foul called, and he'll head back to the free throw line,
where he did miss his last 2 attempts. So if you're going to foul a guy, I think that's the right decision by Big Bend.
44.8 seconds left to go in this one. Reminder, stay tuned. We'll see what the tournament does. Sometimes this goes late. We had a great overtime game earlier as the Lane women's team came back in overtime and beat Wenatchee Valley, so we're a little bit behind here if you're checking schedules. Our last game of tonight, the 8 o'clock game, the Orcas and the Penguins, and DeVry hits that. 43 seconds. Miles, deep three. Not this time, but a big rebound for Ladeau, as usual. Driving, Johnson kicks it back out. Meyerhofer. And Patchen goes up for a big rebound. He's quickly fouled by A.J. Miles.
And that will do it, Scott.
29 seconds left.
The Vikings needed something on that possession. They had 2 decent looks at it, a drive in the middle and then that Meyerhofer 3, but the story of the night was been their inefficiency from the floor, from behind the arc as well.
We'll get our player of the game as he looks at that. Patchen puts it down. Dalton, 6'8" sophomore from Colton, Washington.
I know he's not going to be our player of the game, but he put in some good minutes tonight because it was a battle down there with Ladeau. He tallied some rebounds, made the most of his opportunities, hit a couple of open threes too.
28 seconds left. J.J. Eli drives, tries to go soft off the glass, comes down. Jake Love. Jake avoids a couple almost tacklers, I want to say, and he gets it and it's knocked out. He'll get the ball back out of bounds with 17.8.
Unofficially, we got Big Ben at 6 for 32 from the three-point line tonight.
Well, there you go. Sabota's just going to dribble this out. Cross court to Patchen. 6 seconds left. And the Spokane Sasquatch are heading to the NWAC Championship. 77-66 is our final. What a game, Justin.
It really was. What an effort by Levi Taylor. Lift his team up, a team that they had lost to 2 times in the regular season. They finished behind him in the East Division standings in the NWAC. And, you know, it was pretty much Spokane's night tonight. They only trailed 3 times early in this game when the teams were trading baskets early. A dominating performance from start to finish for the Sasquatch.
And we're waiting to see if Steve Willits, he's among the congratulatory again. Big Bend, they will play at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Whoever loses that 8 o'clock matchup, and they'll play for 3rd place. Should be proud of that. What an incredible season. As we'll go down to Steve Willits as he's got our player of the game, Levi Taylor.
I do, in fact, have Levi Taylor. We're going to get him over here by the banner. Levi Taylor, number 22/number 20. Bloody nose earlier today. First of all, how's the nose doing?
It's great now. It'd be worse if we lost.
Yeah, that seems to take some of that pain away. Hey, huge game for you. Really, the first half, you were huge. 21 points. early on it looked like the Levi Taylor show. Was it just, were you in the zone or what?
That's just part of the game plan. Go out here and attack the rim. We know that those guys can do a lot of things. So if we get into a shooting battle, it's going to be a tough game. So I just wanted to attack the rim, put the pressure on them.
I got to say, too, we had to wait a little extra minute or two for you there for the post-game interview. Showing a lot of love for Big Ben, good sportsmanship on your part. A lot of respect for those guys tonight?
Oh, yeah. They work real hard, and they're a real respectable game. It's fun to go out and play against those guys. They're well coached, and they're real respectable.
You're a Spokane guy. You went to Lewis and Clark. First time that Spokane's been to the championship game in 8 years. What does it mean for you as a Spokane resident to get to that championship?
It's like a dream come true, man, to come out here and have my city on my chest and be able to take us to the ship. That's awesome.
Ship's tomorrow night, 8 p.m. We'll see how Levi does. Congratulations and good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
Thank you, Steve. Well, it's 31 points. Well, the East Division, they came to the Elite Eight with 4 teams. It was down to 2 tonight, and it's just 1 left. As we head into Final 4 matchups tonight, it's the Whatcom Orcas and the Clark Penguins. For Steve Willits, our executive producer and 5-tool player, Todd Elvig, also Josh Elvig running the dials, Justin Morrison, Stephen Whitman on statistics, Scott Oshman saying so long for tonight. This one, it's Spokane 77, Big Ben 66. Good night, everybody.